at the XL Center in downtown Hartford, Connecticut, the off-campus home of the Huskies, where UConn will look to maintain their perfect American Athletic Conference record tonight against Tulane. Tip-off coming your way at the top of the hour right here on SNY. Hello and welcome to the UConn women's basketball pregame show alongside Kara Walters. I'm Janae Coakley. And Kara, UConn eventually won Sunday's matchup with South Florida by 20. But they struggled offensively in the first half. They trailed by 4 at the break. Yeah. How impressed with you that second half, the resilience, what they showed on the road?
Well, it wasn't just offensively, Janae. Defensively, I mean, South Florida came out shooting threes like nobody's business. So on both ends of the floor, UConn struggled in the first half of that South Florida game. In the second half, it was like night and day. Brand new team. You saw contributions from everybody. They were setting better screens. There was more movement. So all around, you like that they fought back, because we've seen in games this season where they've had trouble fighting back. They got punched first and never got back on it. This game, you liked it. You liked Olivia. You liked contributions from everybody. But Gino doesn't like the slow starts. No. That's for sure. But they hung in there. Much better second half.
All right, Kara, in your opinion, what was the biggest difference in that second half?
Well, there are a couple things. Aubrey Griffin, you have to give her credit. She did a fantastic job. Anna Makarat didn't play so well. Scoreless. He put her on the bench for a little bit. Aubrey came in and she did her thing. Played defense. Defense led to offense for her. She's so athletic. In transition, she scored points. She was a huge difference in that half. And then Olivia Nelson-Adota. She was fantastic. I think from start to finish, she really stepped things up in the second half. Even though Megan Walker had a great game for them, those two really stuck out for me and I think really put them over the edge in that win. And you'll have to excuse me. Sick, no voice, but I'm going to try to help you as much as I can because it's ladies' night.
It is ladies' night, and speaking of resilience, this girl came to play tonight. All right, and Kara, we talked about that. UConn's win on Sunday was a tale of two halves. As we look at the numbers, the shots were simply not falling in the first half, but they made up for it in spades after the break. The Huskies also stepped up defensively, holding USF to just 6 points in the fourth quarter. We now bring in our own Maria Moreno, live from Hartford now. And Maria, as we just mentioned, the Huskies played two drastically different halves against South Florida on Sunday. How can they establish more consistency on that end of the court going forward?
I think the most important thing they can do is simply keep the ball moving by passing and cutting constantly, because the second they put that ball on the floor, that's when they tend to turn it over. Coach Auriemma has been preaching being aggressive, but also being patient in waiting for the right shots. But that doesn't mean when you get a shot not to take it. I think sometimes that's where someone like Anna Makarat can run into trouble, when she has a shot and then she hesitates, and that can cause some trouble. As you know, she is on a cold shooting streak. Confidence is really big for not only her, but the rest of this team. When they see shots falling early, it does wonders for them. But when that doesn't happen, like in the last game against USF, that's when they have to grind it out. And that also brings me to defense, and Aubrey Griffin being the prime example of defense leading to offense, which is another thing that Coach Auriemma talks about all the time. She had 5 steals in the last game, 2 of those leading to breakaway layups. So those are all things that matter with this team.
All right, thanks, Maria. And Kara, in that same vein, Megan Walker, who still's UConn's leading scorer this season, has been up and down recently herself. How does she regain that consistency she had earlier this season? Because they need her.
Yeah, they do need her, right? With her, Janae, a lot of it is people are focusing in on her, right? She doesn't have the luxury of having Katie Lou Samuelson, Nafisa Collier. Everyone is out to guard her. In the South Carolina game, Dawn Staley said, we're trying to not let her get her footing. We're trying to let her not get into the position she wants to get into. So there is a lot of focus on Megan Walker. So I think with her, a lot of it's mental, staying with it. She's had a lot of ups and downs. Gino needs more ups at this point in the season, right? But she's a terrific player. She got in great shape in the offseason. She's athletic. But then here's a player that's a small forward, but a big guard. Yep. So sometimes she's got a lot of mismatches. So take advantage of those. Try to do other things when it's not in your favor, right? If big is guarding you, take her outside. So with her, it's just staying with it. Mentally kind of getting over that hump and knowing there's no one else. So you have to be part of a big part of every night. And Gino has to be able to rely on her. He knows what she's capable of. She's going through these shooting woes against some of the best teams in the country, and that's when he needs her the most. So I think a lot of it's up here, but knowing that she's going to be a focus of defense, so she better get used to it.
Get very used to it. All right, let's talk about Olivia Nelson-Ododa. So she had an excellent day offensively against South Florida. She's only averaging 11 points a game on the season, but she was aggressive and efficient on Sunday. And the Hall of Fame coach, Gino Auriemma, took notice in his post-game address to the media.
I saw more of a resilience to her, where she didn't get bogged down by what happened if it didn't go her way. And that's a sign of growing. Because earlier in the season, every little thing that went against her, she carried that for the next 5 minutes. And then it would ruin her next 5 minutes. And now she's got 7 minutes to worry about. So what I've been seeing since 2 Mondays ago is someone who's coming to grips with, this is who I am, this is how I need to be, this is what I can do, and more and more confident every day, and a little tougher every day. And she finished in traffic today a little better than she has. She looked really good shooting that little 15-footer. I just see a much more confident individual. She's speaking up more. You know, she's saying the right things at the right time. You know, I think Liv's going to have a great last however many weeks we have left. She's going to be great. She's going to be great.
And Kara, as that,
saying a lot.
I was going to say, as a former post player, is she doing what she needs to be doing right now? Is she making the significant steps?
Now, Gino said a couple games ago, she doesn't know how to practice. Big girls don't know how to practice, but that is not true. And I think he's seeing her kind of hit her stride, right? He's getting more trust in her that she's on the upswing instead of this. That's hard for Gino this season, but big girls take a little longer to kind of come into their own. And I think she's realizing, like Gino said, just be Olivia. Go strong. I think there's a lot of knock on her size as far as she's thin, you can, push her around. She's gotten stronger. She's, finishing in traffic, but the biggest thing now is her confidence. When she thinks score, when she gets the basketball, she is a huge threat. When she thinks, oh, maybe I'm the second or third option, that's a problem. So when she's thinking score, I'm a great scorer, I'm capable of scoring, I can be strong, good things happen. When things go through the post, I'm biased.
Well,
I think good things happen when it goes through the post, and we're seeing that with Olivia, but it's all about her confidence right now. Now, Gino has been the worst about knocking her down, right? But him as a coach, he's also the first to build her up, and they're in that building up process.
And what does it say about Gino that he kept her in when she was in foul trouble?
Yeah.
He had enough confidence in her to keep her in.
Yeah, and clearly she had confidence in herself, because in the past, she gets those couple fouls early on, and then she plays timid and that sort of thing. So she played smart, which is different, right? You play timid when you're immature and you don't know how to handle it. You play smart when you've matured and you've learned. So that shows a lot about the trust he has in her. And going forward, there's no choice. She needs to keep playing the way she is.
Going forward, is that what you want? Going into March?
Yep.
All right, as we head to break, we take a look at Liv making her final preparation for tonight's game against Tulane. She'll look to keep things going tonight on the offensive end. And when we come back on the UConn women's basketball pregame show, we break down Aubrey Griffin's defensive performance against USF and how she can establish a role going forward. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
Ways to the rim today.
What a take by the freshman.
Kristen Williams has it. Gets away from the defender. Griffin runs.
And that kid has a way of being at the right place at the right time.
Aubrey Griffin with it. All in the clear. And two more for Aubrey. She is quick on defense. Aubrey Griffin. Quick hands again. Third breakaway layup for Aubrey.
She can be so disruptive defensively. She's made a huge difference in this game here this afternoon.
Aubrey Griffin was a spark plug for the Huskies off the bench on Sunday. As we take a look at the number presented by Rings End, she registered a season-high 5 steals for the second time this season and poured in 8 points and 7 rebounds as well. And Kara, when you look at the impact she had on this game on Sunday, do you believe she's figuring out her role for this team?
It appears to be, and Gino seems to be happy with it, because it wasn't even about the 8 points, right? It was the steals, the rebounds. Her defense leads to offense. And Gino said they had to simplify things a little bit for the incoming class. Sometimes you have to do that for freshmen, right? Coming in, he said, we just want you to play defense, drive to the basket, and offensive rebound. That's all we need you to do. Well, now he's kind of noticing that her great defense is leading to offense, and he's saying, you know what? Actually, we need you to be more of a scorer, but be a scorer in those parameters, right? Offensive rebounding, defense leading to offense. She's not the, like, shoot threes or even shoot jump shots kind of person. That's what's not that's not what's needed of her right now. So Gino likes the extra offense coming from her. That wasn't really expected yet. But very necessary for this team and very helpful. So I think her athleticism leads to points, and she just needs to stay, like, in her lane and not try to do too much right now, right? She's a freshman. Do what you're good at and focus on that, and the rest will come.
All right, and here's a look at Aubrey as we head for break. We'll see what she has in store tonight against Tulane with tip-off coming your way about 15 minutes from now. Stick with us. All right, time for a look at UConn's upcoming schedule. After tonight's matchup with Tulane, the Huskies welcome in Central Florida for Senior Day on Saturday. Then they hit the road for Cincy and Houston before finishing the season at home against South Florida. For more on the Huskies, we send it over to Alan Bestwick and Meg Como, who have the call tonight from Hartford. Guys?
All right, Janae, thanks. So there's been so much conversation about some of the offensive struggles that the Huskies have had this season. There hasn't been a lot of conversation about UConn's defense. How have the Huskies performed on defense?
Well, you know, pretty standardly for UConn, which is really, really good. I mean, they're holding teams to 55 points a game, around 35% shooting. It's really good. I mean, they're tops in almost all of the league statistics. They're pretty high up in the national rankings as well. They're a team that takes great pride, and Gino coaches, you know, incredibly well the way to play defense and team defense, and they take it very seriously. It's just been lost in the sauce a little bit, I think, because of those offensive woes that you talked about.
Yeah, the sauce has been a little thick at times. And by the way, out of the 351 Division I teams in women's basketball, UConn is in the top third in almost every defensive statistic. Anna Makarat, Gino's talked about needing everybody to contribute down the stretch as you build toward the NCAA tournament. Anna Makarat won for her last 13. How do you fix it?
You know, you got to keep shooting. You know, the kid is a pure shooter. We've seen her drain shots, but as we've also seen with young kids, she is a freshman. You know, it's in between the ears and in the head that gets in the way of a lot of shots, and the kid wants to do so well. I have faith, though, in this coaching staff, and I know today at shoot-around there was a positive vibe.
Very.
So I just think she's got to keep shooting, and she'll shoot her way out of it.
And if you want to go through a cold streak, okay, but go to hit on a hot streak come March, not a bad time, Janae, to get your shot going again.
That is true. Thanks, guys. All right, let's talk about someone who needs to get their shot back. Let's focus on sophomore Kristen Williams, because she has been struggling offensively as of late. She started off the season so consistently. What is the problem? Can she right the ship?
Gino walked off the floor the other day and said, I know I'm supposed to know, but I don't even know what's going on with my team or why they're not playing good offense. It's kind of like that with Kristen, right? What's going on? She's just, again, between the ears. We're hearing that over and over again with a lot of the kids on the team. It's between the ears with her. But with Kristen, I think it is, you go to other things, right? You make sure you rebound well, play defense well, and then the offense will come. People focus so much about, I'm not shooting well, and that gets in their head. Do other things. And I also think she's got one of the quickest first steps in women's basketball, right? She can take it off the bounce and go to the hole super strong. So let's start with that. Let's work inside out. You kind of see with her, if she misses the first couple shots, she gets down on herself. But like Megan said, good shooters keep shooting. But do other things so you're not so focused on that. When you're playing good defense, it leads to offense, right? If you're getting rebounds or involved or get other people open, you're going to get open. So So all those little things that she's had to learn, it's not all about scoring. It's about doing everything, and it will lead to that. But I think she does a great job getting to the hole, start there, work her way out.
So you're not too concerned that she's going to break out of this sophomore slump?
No, she knows how vital she is. Okay, the role on this team, you know, they called him the core four to start the season. She was part of that. Olivia, obviously, in that. And then Olivia would drop out one game, and Kristen, and you'd have a core two and a core one, and it was like, okay, what's going on here? So now they all need to get it together at the same time and create this perfect storm. But it seems, right, that it's
slowly.
It's getting on the uptick here, and at the right time.
I was going to say, I feel like we keep saying that. They're getting better at the right time.
It's like the engine that could, right?
We do, yes. Get up
and then, yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at Kristen making her final preparations for Tulane. Her last double-digit scoring effort came against Memphis 3 games ago when she put up 20 points. She'll look for more of that tonight, and so will Gino. Stick with us. Senior point guard Crystal Dangerfield getting ready for tip-off tonight at the top of the hour. Recently, our Maria Moreno sat down with head coach Gino Auriemma for the latest edition of the Gino Auriemma Show and asked about the addition of Jamel Elliott to the coaching staff. Take a listen.
I think she saw me, you know, coming toward her, or after I texted her about something, and she looked at me and like she turned and walked away. She goes, "Don't even think about it." You know, like I'm not doing this. I don't, you know, I'm not a coach anymore. I'm not. And the more she thought about it, the more she thought, yeah, I want to help, because that's how Jamel is. Jamel has always been like that. How can I do something to help somebody else? How can I make somebody else feel better than they feel right now? That's who she is. That's how she's wired. That's why she was so good as a player and as an assistant and as a, you know, administrator, as a head coach even. So we got lucky. We really did. We got lucky that she's here. And the impact, you know, that she's had just in the first week or two, it's been noticeable, remarkably noticeable.
In what ways has it been noticeable, the impact she's had on the players?
Well, she's able, because of her past experiences, she's able to see things with a fresh set of eyes, because she hasn't been in practice every single day. So she doesn't have any preconceived notions of what it's supposed to look like. She just is commenting on what she sees and how we can make it better.
Of course, you can catch the latest edition of the Gino Auriemma Show tonight, immediately following our post-game coverage. And Kara, when you look big picture, has this been one of the most challenging seasons for this coaching staff in a while?
Yeah, I joke Gino's actually earning his money this year, right? I mean, it is challenging, which is not a bad thing, right? As a coach, sometimes you want to be challenged. He wants to keep all his hair, but he likes being challenged. He's a great coach. I mean, but things are different. You can't compare teams to last year. You can't. It's just a different team. Having Jamel come in, I think it's a great addition. I played with Jamel. She was always a coach on the floor. She has it in her blood. Once a Husky, always a Husky. So you have that family atmosphere and that vibe. And, you know, Chris Daly, she's as invested as anyone, obviously, being with Gino as long as she has. So they just, instead of going through the wall, they have to figure out how to go around the wall, because every team is different. Every team, you can't just expect what you do to one team is going to work with the other. It's not how it is. So they've had to really kind of work about figuring out the identity of this team and what's going to make them tick. But very different year, and he just flat out doesn't have the talent and the person that's going to like get in your face, grab your jersey and say, come on, get your act together. That personality doesn't exist on this team. But guess what? Do you know who it does exist in? Is Jamel Elliott. So I think that's why that's a perfect addition to this team, even though she, you know, came kicking and screaming, but that's in her blood to coach, so don't let her fool you. And she's a wonderful person, so she wanted to help this program. But I think the addition of Jamel might throw a different twist into things, and obviously the coaching staff is grateful. But what Shea, CD, Gino, and Jamel collectively as a group are getting done this season, it's actually a lot. You know, you think, oh boy, they're not doing their job. They're actually doing their job at a whole another level this season, and keeping his hair.
Exactly. You got to keep that hair. And I bet you it's more rewarding for him, too, knowing, you know. All right, still more to do on our pregame coverage. Megan and Olivia lead led the way last time against South Florida. Will we see more of the same tonight? Kara tells us what to watch for tonight. Don't go anywhere. All right, Kara, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Very similar. Seen these the last couple of games. You got Dangerfield, Williams, Makarat as your guards, and then Megan Walker and Olivia Nelson-Ododa. All right, Kara, what are we watching for tonight against Tulane?
Well, they need a quick start, right? They keep digging a hole and then digging out of it. They need a quick start. I mean, this is a Tulane team. They're pretty decent. Don't let the record fool you. They're a good defensive team, so UConn needs to work on their offense. They're not a great rebounding team. UConn needs to take advantage of that, get the rebounds, score in transition. Also want to see Olivia Nelson-Ododa. They're not huge. Get in there, continue. Feet. Everyone needs to build off what they've been doing in the last couple games because it's been good stuff. Now Gina wants to keep it going.
You want Makarat to get hot.
We want to get her involved. Yeah. She hasn't scored in a while, so getting her involved is really important as well. So a lot of things that are based on UConn, not necessarily Tulane.
All right, well, we will see you back here at halftime. Let's head to the game. Kara, you were a champion.
Yes, thanks.
Rest that voice. See you at halftime, guys.
The XL Center in downtown Hartford, the off-campus home of the UConn Huskies. Tonight, the quest for continued conference perfection brings Crystal Dangerfield, Megan Walker, Olivia Nelson-Ododa, and company face-to-face with a green wave. Tulane and UConn next. Just a few more home games remaining in the regular season, and tonight the only matchup during the regular season between the Tulane Green Wave and the UConn Huskies hits the court in Hartford. Our UConn women's broadcast on SNY brought to you by the Connecticut Lottery. And hi, everybody, from the XL Center, Alan Bestwick and Megan Cuomo. So let's go back to Sunday in Tampa for just a moment to start tonight. All season long, Gino has talked about what a critical player Olivia Nelson-Ododa would be to the success of this Husky team. Sunday in Tampa, we said it was her best game yet. What's changed for Olivia since that Oregon game?
You know, I think Olivia, she just was done with being mediocre. You know, she wasn't playing up to her ability consistently throughout this season. Gino said, you know, this kid is vital. Well, she is now playing as if she believes that she is the best player. How about that nice up and under? She's got to get a little stronger in there, but she's even going outside a little bit here with the 15-footer. This is my favorite move, though. Getting by, getting hit, banking it in. You never know when that switch is going to go off in a kid's head. But I can tell her switch went off.
And it's been a lot of fun to watch. Now, the other thing Gino has said is that all 5 players have to play well at the same time for this Husky team to get where it wants to go. Hasn't really been able to be that way for most of the season. Lately, it's been Kristen Williams who's been struggling. What do you see?
Well, you know, it's surprising that she's had single digits in 5 of the last 9 games. I mean, this kid came in here as a scorer, and she is a terrific scorer, but she has been in a funk, you know, and right now I think she's overthinking it, and it's in between her ears, which we've talked a lot, and they're college kids, you know, she's in that sophomore slump. But when this team gets going offensively, which they need to do, I think she will be one of the key players that will benefit from a more fluid offense, working together, cutting hard. When this offense gets back, I think she'll be back.
And so what you'd like to see tonight, the first shot or 2 go like that for Kristen. It's Tulane and UConn from the XL Center in Hartford. Just 5 games to go in the regular season. UConn tips it off next. So lineups have been introduced. Lights are back on. Good crowd on hand for a cool Wednesday night in downtown. And we're ready to go with UConn and Tulane. And our look at tonight's starting lineups is presented by Subaru. Same 5 for the Huskies as we have been accustomed to seeing lately. And for the Tulane Green Wave, Crystal Freeman is their leading scorer and rebounder. She wears number 23. And Mia Heidi's a big post presence. She is second to Olivia Nelson-Ododa in blocks in the conference. She'll be one to watch as well. So UConn 11-0 in conference play. Tulane 7-5. The Green Wave were 6-0 to start the season in conference play. They're on a little bit of a skid. They're 0 for February, and they face the Huskies in Hartford tonight. Olivia wins the opening tip.
And they have lost so many games by a shot in the waning seconds. It's been so disappointing for Lisa Stockton and her club, but they're right there in so many games.
Dangerfield. Go. Kristen Williams taps it. Goes off a Green Wave player and out of bounds. It'll be Huskies ball. We mentioned Lisa Stockton, the longtime head coach of the Tulane Green Wave, her 26th year. She's got a 64% winning percentage and has taken her team to the NCAA tournament a number of times. Shot short by Nelson Adota in the post. And so here come the Green Wave. The olive green uniforms.
She will learn to not fade away on that shot, go stronger.
There's Crystal Freeman, shot off the mark. Nelson Adota with the rebound. Makarat.
I think that'll do wonders for her confidence to knock down that first shot.
Certainly so. She was 1 for her last 13 and 0 for her last 9 from 3. That was a 2.
And as a shooter, all she's got to think about today, she's 1 for 1.
Dangerfield taps it, couldn't get it away.
Near steal. You notice they're denying. They're trying to deny. A lot of pressure on the guards.
Sierra Cheatham from the corner. Third on the team in scoring in conference play this year. She'll be one to watch. Junior from Houston, Texas. Kristen Williams, way off the mark, air ball. But Makarat was there to field it. They'll give Kristen another try. Can't draw the foul. Rebound is going to go off of Tulane, the UConn's ball.
I like the drive, though, and the aggressive take. You know, and her extra hustle, even though she doesn't look pleased, it should please her coach. Because her extra hustle got that ball to be UConn basketball off of Tulane.
Checking the shot clock, I believe. And looking to make a proper adjustment. All right, 15 to shoot for the Huskies. Makarat to inbound the ball. Megan Walker with her first touch. Five to shoot. Makarat tried to dump it underneath to Nelson Adota. And a miscommunication.
Yeah, a little too unselfish that time. Nelson Adota was, getting good inside position to offensive rebound if need be.
Front court pressure now by UConn. Asuda Clark handles the ball. She's the point guard for Tulane. Knocked away. Dangerfield with the quick hands. Didn't draw the foul. Megan Walker with the offensive rebound and the putback.
Walker's so quick in that offensive rebound and putback. Has done that numerous times this season.
From the corner, around, up, and back down for Dinah Jones. That was a 3. Too strong for Megan. Kristen Williams spikes for the rebound. Second chance points here, or tries for points for UConn.
Kristen Williams is all over the offensive glass.
Makarat got it.
That looked perfect when it left her hand.
So 2 for 2 for Anna in this one. 1 for 2 and 1 for 3. She pressures Clark, now the ball handler. Something the Huskies did with great effect in the second half Sunday at Tampa was pressure the point guard with the ball. Freeman, got it, that's 3.
Savvy play there by Freeman, the junior, to step back and make sure she got a 3.
Crystal Freeman, 23, is the Green Wave's best player. Makarat again. Front rim. Megan Walker offensive rebound. Gets it out to Makarat. Dangerfield. Short, wide right. Mia Heidi the rebound for Tulane. Asula Clark won't go. Makarot with the rebound. Difficulties shooting in the opening quarter, a somewhat repetitive theme for the Huskies. There's Nelson Adota, back iron.
Well, again, another quick shot, one pass into the offense. You know, make the defense stay in their stance and play defense for a solid 20-25 seconds.
Jones drives on Kristen Williams. Good defense by Kristen to make her try and reach for a tough shot. Megan Walker with a nice pass from Makarot.
If you can score in transition before the defense is set, then that's the key play. Smart play by Megan Walker. If not, make them play defense and run your offense.
There's Clark, down to 15 to shoot already. Down to 10 to shoot. Throws up kind of a running prayer off the glass as there were 3 Huskies back.
Well, that was well defended by Makarot.
Makarot to Megan Walker. Oh!
Aren't you at home?
Yeah, really. And the long pass is off the hands of Crystal Freeman and out of bounds. And we reach the midway timeout of quarter number 1 with the ball game tied at 9. Little nice pass from Makarot to Megan Walker for that bucket. Halfway through the first quarter in Hartford tonight, 9 apiece between UConn and Tulane. Let's go to Maria Marino now, whose report is brought to you by the Connecticut Lottery. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Alan. We've heard Coach Auriemma talk a lot about the growth of Olivia Nelson Adota. So I asked her if she feels like a different player now than she did at the start of the season. And she said yes, in her mentality of being more aggressive, also in her intensity and the pace at which she operates. She said tough games opened her eyes and the eyes of the whole team to what really needed to be worked on. But she added there is a lot more work to do because Coach is never satisfied and neither are the players.
That's right. And there's runway ahead to continue to build on before you get to the important moments of the season where what this team is used to accomplishing are concerned.
Well, and think about it, for all of us, we learn the most through our failures, right? And so in some of the failures of these players this year, that's when they're learning how to play the game better and more effectively.
Olivia,
like
tough
that
work.
step-through move she didn't do a couple games ago. She actually didn't do it in the beginning of this game, but perhaps after that timeout, it was told to her a little bit more.
Arsula Clark.
Yeah, that kid is fast and quick.
Junior from Miami, Florida. Spent a couple of years at ULM. This is her first year with Tulane. She's been a solid find for Lisa Stockton and company. Makarot saw the defender closing, didn't pull the trigger.
She wanted that shot.
Nelson Adota, double teamed. Makarot, yes, for 3.
Really good pass, too, from Kristen Williams on the wing, and it all started with the nice pass coming out of that low post from Nelson Adota.
It's already 8 for Anna in this ball game. Anna Jones handles the ball for Tulane. There's Freeman. Defended by Megan Walker. Crystal Dangerfield swatted the ball. Saved. Cheatham into the post. Clark, 5 to shoot, lost the handle. That'll be a tied-up ball. That'll stay with Tulane.
I mean, a nice kick and a super pass, quick pass, and then just that smooth stroke. And what's the difference from, recent games where Makarot was 1 of her last 13? And she looks so smooth and comfortable today.
Kristen Williams got in the way of that shot. Ball's on the floor. It'll be retrieved by Jones. Tulane gets another shot. 20-second shot clock for them. Seven to shoot. Makarot got a hand on it. It was knocked out of her hands, out of bounds, off Tulane. Turnover to UConn.
Good active hands. I mean, I think it was more an error, but that was almost an unforced error by Tulane, but Makarot in the right place at the right time.
Crystal Dangerfield left alone. Good screen by Olivia. It's going to be a foul on Nelson Adota. on the rebound attempt. It'll be her first.
Nice box out by Tulane. Keeping the taller Adota on her back.
We're seeing a similar thing in the early stages of this game that we saw Sunday at USF, which is the opponent to UConn shooting an unbelievable percentage from the floor, and the Huskies struggling a little bit with their shooting percentages. Alvermolt, though, Nelson Adota on the rebound. Now that's beginning to turn a little bit with the last couple of possessions for UConn as far as altering those numbers on both sides.
And Tulane doesn't want to give up transition buckets. They've done a good job getting back. Nice cut.
And nice speed. Nelson Adota to Walker.
So that's the attacking offense that we haven't seen too often from UConn.
Again, Walker aggressively defending. That's going to be an offensive foul. And turnover to UConn.
How about that? Really smart play by Megan Walker. She was being denied by number 14, Dinah Jones. So if you're being overplayed like that, then backdoor cut. And Nelson Adota nicely found her.
So subs into the ballgame, Aubrey Griffin, who had such a wonderful day at USF in that second half on Sunday, into the ballgame, as well as Kyla Irwin for the Huskies. Olivia is actually heading down the tunnel to the dressing room. I believe that might be a wardrobe issue.
Could be.
And Kristen Williams also goes to the bench for a break. Subs into the game for Tulane also. 10 to shoot. Ball stolen away while Walker was looking for somebody to go to. Good hands by Sierra Cheatham to take it away.
That's why you got to have two hands on the ball and be aggressive with it. Good steal by Cheatham.
Kayla Manuitari-Runji from New Zealand handles the ball for Tulane. Number 5. Cheatham from outside. No.
I thought she was going to bank that one in.
She thought she was going to, too. Had that pose after a shot. And the foul in the lane.
Yeah, Kyla Irwin took the charge. Now that's what Irwin's supposed to do. The senior coming in. Smart help defense. Take that charge.
21, Arena Paru, if I get the pronunciation correctly.
Wow.
Bear with me there.
Bilingual.
I'm trying. I'm from Rhode Island. I have trouble with ours. Kyla Irwin fighting hard in the paint. She's going to draw a foul.
And Kyla's been fighting a foot injury for the better part of this season and hadn't practiced a couple days before that USF game, which is why she didn't get in, and showing her toughness here, grinding it out, making things happen immediately off the bench.
Good cross the center line with the ball on an inbound play like that.
Smart play by Dangerfield.
10 to shoot. Dangerfield off the Irwin screen. Got it. That's 3.
And Irwin should almost get that assist.
A really nice screen. Olivia Nelson Adota back on the Husky bench, by the way. As we hit the final half minute of this opening quarter. UConn leading by 8. Freeman defended by Aubrey Griffin. Seven to shoot. Ursula Clark lost the handle. Right to Makarat. Tried to hit Aubrey Griffin on the run out. Bad pass. And left all alone as the Huskies didn't get back on defense very well was Irina Padaru. And that will be how the first quarter will end, with UConn leading by 6, and Gino having some words with Anna over that last play. But on the good side, Anna's gotten on the board in this first quarter, as did Crystal Dangerfield. 19-13 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Como's Court Vision is brought to you by Yale New Haven Health. Meg, what you saying?
Now watch Olivia Nelson Adota down there in that low post, okay? Now watch when she steps up, okay? The ball comes in. Watch, she takes the defender. towards the center, right? And then that up and under move right there was key. Get the defense off her feet. Now check this out. We got the defense here. Here's Megan Walker. Liv is going to come up. Now, but watch what's going to happen. This kid is going to overplay, right? And watch the back cut when she catches the ball. Yep, nice. Perfectly executed offense.
Olivia back on the floor for the Huskies after the brief trip down the runway, and I assume those smiles were by some, let's say, things I saw. Her explaining to her teammates what might have happened to cause her to go down the tunnel to the locker room. So Huskies by 6 after starting 4 of 14 from the floor, 28% halfway through the first quarter. UConn got it back up to 42% shooting in that quarter. Crystal Dangerfield adds to that to start the second.
She has perfected that floater this season.
Tulane shooting 75% from beyond the arc in quarter number 1. Manu got it. That's 2. And she had a toe on the line. Anna did when she inbounded the ball. Turnover to Tulane.
And Gino was, I think, just imploring one of the other players to come back and get the ball.
And Tulane will apply some front court pressure from time to time. That's 3. That's off the mark from Cheatham, but the long friendly bounce back to Tulane. They get 20 seconds to shoot. Kayla Anderson 1 is in the ball game. That is going to go out of bounds. And Kristen Williams comes into the ball game for Anna Makarov for the Huskies. So 13 to shoot for Tulane. Aubrey Griffin applying pressure. Anderson. Blocked by Griffin.
What good defense.
Nelson Adota active to get to that ball on a short pass. Megan Walker for 3.
Kyler was pretty excited.
Jumping up and down on the bench like that, that foot looks pretty good.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. Already down to 10 to shoot. Heidi has it tapped out of her hands by Dangerfield, gets it back. Manu from the corner, long over everything, off Olivia Nelson-Adota's hands and out of bounds.
Well, one thing that UConn has been so good at over the years is just turning defense into offense. And when they can get the ball up the floor and then kick it to the corner, the 3 in transition is just devastating to the defense.
Check the shot clock, just 4 to shoot for the Green Wave. Going to be a foul underneath, and that is going to go to the Huskies. It's going to be called on Mia Heidi, the post player for the Green Wave, and Lisa Stockton. So that is her first foul of the game. Megan Walker was looking the other way when Kristen Williams passed that ball to her.
Tulane in zone right now. You see how Nelson-Adota just got away with an elbow. Let's see how UConn attacks it.
Got 5 to shoot. So Dangerfield will take the long 3, hits the iron. Aubrey Griffin, offensive rebound, draws the foul, going back up.
And it's funny, Tulane, we're talking to Lisa Stockton and Beth Dunkenberger, their assistant coach. You know, the concern they had playing zone is not being able to rebound the basketball, right? So look at Aubrey Griffin comes in, sneaks in there along that baseline and snags the offensive rebound.
So that's going to be another foul on Mia Heidi. So she picks up 2 quick ones and goes to the bench for Tulane.
And Heidi at 6'5", you know, they like to have that big body out there to contend with Nelson-Adota.
She is second to Olivia in blocks in the American Conference. 1 of 2 for Aubrey Griffin from the free throw line. And so a 10-point lead for UConn. Anderson with the ball. Griffin pressuring her. Crystal Dangerfield steals it away and will draw the foul as well. Kayla Manu Itarirungi called for the foul, and she will go to the bench for the Green Wave.
Textbook defense. Left arm out in that passing lane, really nicely anticipated. And Manu, it's actually a pretty smart play. Commit that foul and not give up a wide open layup.
Long pass.
Skip passes are tough for that zone to contend with.
Nelson Adota open on the far side of the lane, and a nice pass into her, and the bucket.
That was a really nice pass. Nice recognition by UConn offensively to find Nelson Adota.
Jones with the ball. Anderson already down to 10 to shoot. Clark drives into the trees. Blocked. Nelson Adota with a hand squarely on the ball and then stripped away by Aubrey Griffin.
What help by Nelson Adota. She came over and just swatted it.
Aubrey Griffin with the cut. Couldn't draw the foul. That will be on Nelson Adota as she came in hard to try and get that rebound. Our teamwork replay breakdown presented by Travelers.
It's good movement and being aware against that zone to find the taller Nelson Adota on that backside. Well done by Dangerfield.
So Anna Makarat is back into the ball game for the Huskies, and Aubrey Griffin goes to the sideline. Makarat is 3 for 4 from the floor, 2 for 3 from outside, second leading scorer now for UConn with 8 points in the ball game. Megan Walker now has 9. One of the things the Huskies wanted to do to Tulane today is make them use up a lot of shot clock before they got anything off. Already down to 8 to shoot. That ball was tipped. Now 3 to shoot. Clark could not find anybody to pass to. And a shot clock violation and a turnover for the Green Wave. Don't make Lisa Stockton happy at all.
No, but it was just really good half-court defense by UConn.
Both of their last 4 shooting are the Green Wave. UConn on a 6-0 run here. And that's going to be a foul on Megan Walker over the back as she attempted to get the rebound from Dinah Jones.
That's not the right shot to take. It's the first pass in the offense. We've been talking about it all half. And he's not very happy about it. Run offense, make some cuts, get the ball inside, outside, decide, make Tulane guard you. And if you work the ball a few times, you're going to get a layup.
Here's Danae Mims, 30 with the ball. Freeman, cut off by Megan Walker.
Jamel Elliott was just yelling so hard at the bench. The official looked at her and he was laughing.
Around and out. Dinah Jones threw it up and it ran 360 on the rim and fell out. Now that was a home team roll. Makarat for 3.
She's in a zone right now. Makarat, you could just tell every time she shoots it, she thinks she's going to make it. Sometimes that can be contagious, too, to your teammates.
Yeah, certainly. Kristen Williams steps in between 2 offensive players. Takes it all the way to the end. Does not draw the foul. And does not get any points.
But worked hard defensively to create that steal.
Stepped on the end line. Did Dinah Jones. Out of bounds. Tulane. Turnover to UConn. Well, Anna Makarat came into this ball game fairly cold shooting. Tonight, she's been very hot. Halfway through quarter number 2, Anna Makarat is the leading scorer in the game, not just for UConn.
Well, and that pass right there, ready? That came from Olivia Nelson Adota, who has 3 assists and is leading the team right now. But really good ball movement to set up so many of these shots for Makarat. Good movement, and it's just the confidence of shot. I mean, when the ball leaves her hand, it's got a sweet rotation, great form and elevation. And certainly a stark contrast from the last 3 games.
Gino was funny talking to him at today's practice, midday today, talking about Anna and some of the struggles that she's had. And he said, you know, she's got a great sense of humor. Sometimes you point things out about it like, you know, it's not going well. And she'll make some crack back like, yeah, I was afraid to laugh at what you said, Coach, but it was funny. Marquardt feeds outside to Kristen Williams. There's a 3 for Kristen.
And that's what I'm talking about, you know. Hey, Marquardt she wasn't shooting well, and now she is. Kristen Williams was struggling, and she just knocked down a shot. If she can get a couple more, she'll feel all that much better.
Freeman short on that one for Tulane. Rebound Nelson Adota. Tulane over their last 6 shots. Nice spin move by Olivia.
Another one who's just playing with more and more confidence, feeling where the defense is and spinning away.
3 of 5, but 2 fouls already for Olivia.
But notice he's left her in.
He played most of the 3rd and 4th quarters with 3 fouls down at USF on Sunday. And never picked up another one. Here's Ursula Clark. Feeds Mims. That shot won't go off the iron. Field to Nelson Adota. Same move again, same result. Bucket. Maria was listening in on Gino's huddle a minute ago. What'd you hear?
Well, Alan, it was quite a positive huddle. He said to the team that they are playing the defense they want right now, and that was followed by cheers from everybody. And he said, now we just got to get going more on offense, which seems to be happening. He said that ball has got to move and quickly, and he reassured that if you are open, shoot it.
The Huskies shooting 63% in this quarter. As a shot off the mark. As the shot clock ran down by Manu. Megan Walker runs the floor. Now over their last 8 for Tulane.
That was a really good cut by Megan Walker. She didn't get the ball. It was a great cut.
Dangerfield off the Nelson Adota screen. Shot won't go. Good box out underneath by Danae Mims on Nelson Adota. Kick ball as Dangerfield got a foot in it. And coming up very shortly, our UConn women's basketball halftime show. Janae Coakley and Karen Walters will have all the first half highlights and analysis. Plus, hear from Diana Taurasi on the UConn women's basketball halftime show presented by Ford. Nelson Adota heads to the bench for a rest. Aubrey Griffin back in. 26 on the shot clock for the Green Wave as they inbound. Crystal Freeman, high glass and good.
Yeah, that kid is so strong with the ball going to the rim.
Megan Walker.
You can't leave Walker that wide open. And Lisa Stockton just, you know, threw her hands in the air like, come on, guys. We got to guard her.
Confident shot from Megan Walker. 12 points now for Megan. 2 of 3 from outside, 5 of 7 from the floor. Manu short and wide right for Tulane. Megan Walker runs the floor and gets rewarded.
And Lisa Stockton, can anybody hear me? Like, get back. She told me before the game, she told the both of us, you know, we need to get back in transition and not give them anything easy. You know, but when you get the ball up the floor on the pass, right, and then the nice bounce pass, that's what's great with these guys. If you run the floor, your teammates, particularly Marquardt, will find you. What a good passer.
17 made field goals for the Huskies tonight, 12 assisted, which is a great average that we haven't seen sometimes in some games when they're not running the offense as you'd like to see.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really been their biggest problem this year for Gino, is just why are they so stagnant offensively? And you know, they work on it all the time. And he can keep yelling and screaming, which he's not really yelling and screaming that much. He's just talking to him, but they're finally getting it.
Clark is going to be fouled by Crystal Dangerfield, and Ursula Clark will go and shoot free throws for the Green Wave. Yeah, how about this? Over the last 7.5 minutes of this ball game, UConn on a 21-2 run. Tulane has scored 4 points in this second quarter.
Well, we talked about their defense off the top of the show, and they do such a good job of taking teams out of their offense and making it difficult to get into any sort of a flow. Every pass is contested, every shot is contested, and they're big and physical.
So Clark gets both of those. She is leading the American in free throw attempts. She drives the lane a lot and gets to the free throw line a lot. Now ball pressure, and it's going to be a tied up ball. That'll stay. No, that'll go to Tulane.
Well, Crystal dribbled right into that half-court trap.
One of the things the Green Wave do is they change their defense up a lot. They'll play some man, they'll play some zone, they'll put some pressure, front court. And so with 1:05 to go.
He's laughing like, Crystal, where are you supposed to be? Like, you don't dribble right there.
Yeah. Freeman guarded by Griffin. Ten to shoot for Tulane. Good aggressive defense by the Huskies, and somehow Clark got into the lane and threw it up there. It's going to go out of bounds off of Tulane. UConn's ball, 38 to go in the half.
I tell you, the UConn band has messed up Tulane's offense a couple possessions. They start counting down 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's actually at like 8, 7, 6, 5. But Tulane has fallen for it a couple times. Kudos to the band.
Basketball savvy group. Makarat to Griffin.
That's a good pass. That's a tough pass for Makarat in traffic. And a good finish by the explosive freshman.
Shot clock off, down to the final 10 seconds of this second quarter. Ball pressure by the Huskies. Clark got away from it. Shot up and in as the clock expired by Haru. I'll get it right before the game's over, I promise. Don't try this at home. I'm a trained professional. What a second quarter for the Huskies. 25-8 in quarter number 2. And a 44-21 lead at halftime here at the XL Center. As a somewhat slow start for the Huskies, quickly overcome in this one. Maria Marino has an interview with the coach presented by the Genius 3D Mammography Exam. All right, Maria.
Coach, are you happy with how the offense flowed in that half?
I think in the second quarter, a lot more. We started getting up the floor a little bit quicker. The ball started moving more. We dribbled it less. And, a lot of people touched it. That's when we're at our best. And because our defense has been really, really good, that's why we're doing what we're doing on offense.
How about Anna Makarat getting going?
Yeah. I mean, she spent a lot of time in the gym the last 2 days, and obviously it's paying off. So, let's hope that she can keep it going.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Alan, back to you.
Okay, Maria, so 44-21 UConn. Anna Makarat, 4 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 4 from long range. She's got 11. Megan Walker has 14. The halftime show is next.
Report brought to you by your local Ford stores. Alongside Kara Walters, I'm Janae Coakley. And Kara, this is what we wanted to see. And Makarat, what happened to her? This has been fantastic.
She needed a game like this, right? Explosive, out of the gate, shooting threes with confidence. You knock the first one down, and it just keeps going from there. Huge game, much needed from Anna Makarat. 3 for 4 from three-point land, 11 points already in the first half. But more importantly, it's the confidence you see, the way she was taking those shots. In rhythm, nothing was forced, but she was looking to score, and you like that confidence appearing right now.
And the confidence is wearing off from the others. All right, still more to do on the Ford halftime report. When we come back, we look ahead to the second half, plus we hear from Diana Taurasi on her relationship with Gino. Stick around. All right, here's a look at the first half stats presented by your local Ford stores. And these are the stats UConn needs to see. Outshot him 53%, three-point percentage 54%, out-rebounded him, out-assist, points in the paint. This is the start they needed. All right, we are just getting started here on the halftime show. Don't go anywhere. Time for a look at the first half category leaders presented by your local Ford stores. We recently sat down with one of UConn's all-time greats, Diana Taurasi, and asked her what her relationship was like with Gino Auriemma during her playing days. Take a listen.
That common ground was also, you know, shaky ground sometimes where we would butt heads and we were both stubborn, and I didn't see things the way he saw them sometimes in a basketball way. You know, there was things in my personal life that I just needed to become a better person, a better teammate, and he would bring those things up in front of the team, which I hated. And, you know, but he made you face the fire, and at the same time, when it was time to give praise, he was the first one to say, D, that was a good job, man. And, you know, those little moments are the ones that make you keep coming back.
God, Diana Taurasi, one of the best play of the game, and played some great defense. She must like what she sees from this defense, this team today.
I think Gino would like to have her back this season, right? Defense, this team has done a terrific job in the first half, and that's been their bread and butter all season. But as good as it is, it can only get better from here, believe it or not. But I like that they played the whole shot clock. I think we've seen in past games their defense, you know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, the whole shot clock. That's what they're doing. They're wearing them down, shot clock violations. So kind of getting that, able to be consistent in wearing down teams is the important thing, and I think they did a really good job in the first
And when
half.
their defense is good,
Leads to their offense.
And that's what you need to see.
Look, you could coach.
I know,
so
right?
Easy, so easy. And what I like is it's been a total team effort. So everyone's getting in that position, denying balls, you know, everything. They're talking as a team. All those little things are so important on the defensive end, and collectively, they've done a terrific job in the first half, taking care of it on the defensive end.
And like we said earlier, Makarat, she's really stepped up.
She is. We'll see what she does.
All right, we will see you guys after the game. Hopefully it keeps up.
Yes.
As you did see, the Huskies did have the moves in that first half. 23-point lead for UConn over the Tulane Green Wave as the teams come back onto the floor for quarter number 3. And hello again from XL Center, Alan Bestwick and Megan Como. What you want to see from the Huskies in these final 5 games of the regular season is building, perfecting, getting ready for postseason play. We focused so much tonight on the UConn offense. What did you see in the first half as far as what you want them to be playing like?
Well, we talked a lot off the top of the show about better spacing, you know, being aggressive offensively, and I thought they did a pretty good job. Now, Tulane started in a man, and then they moved into a zone. Now, watch this. Right here, you see freeze it. They're in a 2-3 zone, okay? And UConn, pretty good spacing all around, okay. Now let's run it. Let's see what happens. See how the movement is. They get the ball down into Olivia. Look, the double team right there, right? Good quick ball movement out of that to the open Makarat. Now here, the nice skip pass. And look, defense moving. What I love about this play, Crystal Dangerfield seeing the defender on the high side. Perfectly passed. Smart play by Nelson Adota to keep that defender on her back on that high side. And when you share the ball, look what happens. 9 assists on 10 field goals.
Yeah, very good second quarter for the Huskies. Defensively as well, holding Tulane to just 8 points in that second quarter. Megan Walker, leading scorer and rebounder for the Huskies tonight, 14 and 5. Anna Makarat has 11 points. And for Tulane, Crystal Freeman at 5 points is their top scorer. UConn inbounds the ball to start quarter number 3.
And we've seen this with UConn. Let's see if we can get consistent play back-to-back, right? Nice shot for Kristen Williams to open up the second half, but sometimes they just kind of go off a little bit, and not in a good way.
You want to see them stick with the system, do what they're supposed to do consistently through an entire possession, through an entire quarter, and yeah, through an entire game. That's what they're building toward.
That's what they've got to build towards March.
7 to shoot, 6 to shoot now for the Green Wave. Asula Clark looks for a screen, doesn't get one. Tries to shoot over Nelson Adota, way off the mark. Mia Heidi got the rebound, but the shot clock expired. Turnover to UConn. Lisa Stockton, no doubt frustrated and with a good talking to her Green Wave team in the locker room at halftime.
And some of these kids, she was explaining to us, have never played in front of a crowd like this.
This is the first time that Tulane has actually played in the XL Center also.
So that could explain
Megan
some
Walker.
of their shooting woes.
Oh, sorry, off. Yeah, all 4 of Tulane's prior visits to Connecticut have all been at Gamble. Well, you know, if you've been in this building, the stands go pretty much straight up from the sides of the court here. Nice play. Kristen Williams gets rewarded for the run.
And what a pass from Dangerfield.
And there's a pretty good crowd here, so, you know, if Tulane's a little intimidated by the environment.
Look at that pass. I mean, to not even break stride, well done.
Heidi, too strong. Fight for the rebound. Clark bounces it off Megan Walker's feet, and it remains with the Green Wave. Sula Clark, second on the team in scoring. Coming at you. Cheatham off the mark, wide left. Nelson Adota with the rebound. Makaroff sets her feet, even sets the ball, and then short on the shot.
What was up with the dribble? And maybe she needed that to gather her feet a little bit.
Heidi works on Nelson Adota, feeds it back. That's off the hands of Megan Walker.
That was well defended in that low post by Nelson Adota.
Cheatham drives, blocked by Makaroff, right to Nelson Adota. Good save by Megan Walker, reaching behind her for the ball. And it's going to be a foul on the floor as Dinah Jones was in the way.
I tell you what, Megan Walker was bailed out. That was not the smartest play. She should have kicked the ball out instead of going 1-on-2. Drive, and then in the middle of the lane, kick it out to Kristen Williams, who was wide open.
Jones was just inside that arc, so Makaroff gets a chance for that three from the corner. Megan Walker couldn't come up with a rebound. Here come the Green Wave. Into the paint. And back out to Jones. Will shoot. And way short. Makaroff now has the Huskies on the run. Pass over the top of Olivia Nelson Adota. Wide of her reach, and a turnover by UConn.
And Kristen Williams was mad at herself that she overthrew that pass.
So Jones heads out of the game. Padaru into the game for Tulane. He is the leading rebounder for the Green Wave in the first half. Heidi from way outside. Off the mark. Ball is going to go off Crystal Dangerfield and stay with Tulane. Now UConn with a 2-minute scoring drought here to set the tone midway through this third quarter.
I was just going to say, there's not the same energy here to start this third quarter as there was in the beginning of the game by either team.
Got to go off Kristen Williams and out of bounds, and now 13 to shoot for Tulane. Well, for Lisa Stockton, you know, they're just trying to get something going on offense.
Yeah, they're a better shooting team than they have shown, and some of that credit has to go to UConn's defense.
Off the mark, Clark with the rebound over Dangerfield. They'll call that on Crystal on the floor, even though she was bent over covering her head.
And I hate that call. I really do, and obviously the crowd does too. I mean, she's trying to do the right thing. She's trying to box out. And then the kid jumps over her, and then there she's really just trying to stay out of the way. But I know it's to protect the other player.
Yep. Gave Tulane a 20-second shot clock to work with. Makaroff with the steal. And the foul.
Makaroff showing some quickness. She's had a couple steals defensively on the ball. Nice active hands. But then gets her body to protect the ball and draws the foul.
So Sierra Cheatham called for the foul. Mockeron at the line, 13 points. Now 14 on the night for Anna. Ball gets away from Mia Heidi, but right to Cheatham. Outside shot, off the mark. Somehow the ball falls to Mia Heidi's hands. Now it's on the floor. Megan Walker's in there. That'll be a tied-up ball. And we'll stay with Tulane.
Great hustle to see both teams diving on the floor.
Stay up to date with UConn Athletics by following the Huskies on all your favorite social media platforms. Be sure to use the hashtag UConnNation to interact with UConn fans across the globe. I posted my usual pregame picture of our crew hard at work.
Nice. I forget to do any of it.
We get a little busy before the game.
I just forget it always. It's just not my thing.
All right, so after a check of the monitor, they'll set a 20-second shot clock for the Green Wave. Clark will travel. Tulane yet to score in this third quarter as we approach the midway mark of quarter number 3. And a 30-point Husky lead. Not the way Lisa Stockton envisioned this evening going for her Tulane team. Kristen Williams. Back iron. Big rebound by Nelson Adota.
Her aggressiveness continues. Nice to see from Olivia Nelson-Adota to continue to improve.
Double figures for Liv. 10 points now. 8 rebounds. Kristen Williams takes the ball away and will be fouled. That'll be Manu Idiarirungi picking up the foul. Manu.
Well, there you see no green jerseys to box Nelson-Adota out. She just went and grabbed it and put it back in.
So Arsula Clark will go to the bench for a break for the Green Wave. Megan Walker got it.
You know, that's one of those shots that it went in. Okay, great, but that's not within the flow of the offense, and it was sort of like, there's nothing else to do, I'll shoot it. And that's where this team gets into trouble offensively, when that becomes a pattern.
Molly bent to the scorer's table to check in for the Huskies. 10 to shoot. Heidi, got it. Mia Heidi. Sophomore from Austin, Texas. Breaks the long scoreless spell for the Tulane Green Wave. Makarat. Back iron. And over the top of Crystal Freeman, out of bounds. Turnover to UConn and timeout as we cross the midway mark of quarter number 3. 11-2 Huskies in this quarter. 32-point lead for UConn. XL Center in downtown Hartford on a Wednesday night. The UConn Huskies with a big lead on the Tulane Green Wave halfway through quarter number 3. And UConn shooting 50% in this quarter, and overall for the game, some 52% offensively after a slow start at the beginning of quarter number 1. Tulane finally getting on the board in quarter number 3, just 2 points in this quarter so far for the Green Wave. And UConn inbounds the ball. Molly Bent into the game for the Huskies. Nelson Adota. Left-hander just won't lean. She gets her own rebound, and that won't go.
She's like, come on, man. Once again, this is my home court.
Freeman, too strong. Olivia with the rebound. Then feeds Olivia. Megan Walker for 3. No. Ball bounces to Olivia. Kristen Williams will reset. Dangerfield, no. The head coach has joined us, Gino Auriemma from the bench. Go! Good, good.
Nice strong take there, huh, Gino?
You know, you have to be a rocket scientist to run down the floor, catch it on the wing, and throw it to Liv. Like if she's busting her butt to get down there. Are you going to make one? What? No.
The shot feels fine.
No, what, are you saving them for next year?
No, the shot feels fine.
No, you're saving them for next year? Come on, Liv.
Do you see what's wrong with it?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Just don't hesitate. Just come off there hard. Knock it in.
Coach, defense tonight. What have you seen from your defense?
Well, our goal at the end of the first quarter was we were going to try to keep them at 13 or under each quarter. And I think they got like 8 or something. So our defense has been great. You know, everybody's been working really, really hard, and they've had a tough time getting shots. Tyler, get Meg.
Junior, you got to feel pretty good. Anna Makarat's shot has been struggling coming into this game, and 14 points so far here tonight.
Who, Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's an immigrant. She's only allowed to make them in the first half. She doesn't have her green card yet, so she can make them in the second half. We got to get her to get some of those.
Since you had one, you can say that, right?
I have a green card. Come on. That's it. That's it. Get your catch, Megan.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Before he got rid of us, we got rid of him.
It's fun to listen to him, Coach.
It's great. It's really fun that he wants to do this. It's great to hear what he's saying out there to the kids. And you heard Crystal Dangerfield talking to him.
Yeah. So Olivia Nelson-Adota to the bench for the Huskies, and Aubrey Griffin in. Kyla Irvin also into the game. Molly Bent, Crystal Dangerfield, Kristen Williams, the 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Erin Gutierrez, 2 into the game for Tulane. Dinah Jones off the mark from outside. Irvin with the rebound. Here's Aubrey. Take it away. Actually lost the handle on the way up. It literally went into the arms of Petaru, and it fell out of bounds off her.
I don't think you could do that if you tried.
It's hard. It's hard. 21 to shoot for UConn. Irvin with the screen for Williams. Drives to the bucket.
Another one, quite like Anna Makarat. Kristen Williams coming out of her shooting dry spell.
Shot off the mark from Jones. UConn with the rebound and the run. Williams will slow down. Good defensive position for Gutierrez for Tulane. Molly Bent. Back iron. And Tulane will come up with a rebound. From outside. That was a 3 for the freshman from Romania. Half minute to go in quarter number 3. Williams. That's off the mark, wide left. Tulane only 5 points in this quarter so far. As the shot clock is off, we're down to 10 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Manu's shot is short. The putback Does not go. And if the goal was 13 and under in each quarter, the Huskies have attained that so far. 59-26 UConn after 3 tonight in Hartford. Our UConn alumni update is presented by Masonic Care. Swin Cash, elected to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And congratulations to one of the UConn all-time greats.
Yeah, Swin's one of the greatest, and she's done it on all levels.
And our game reset presented by Town Fair Tire. UConn with a 23-point lead over Tulane at halftime and won the third quarter by 10 points. But the Huskies didn't really play that well offensively in the third quarter. They shot only 36% and 0 for 7 from 3 in quarter number 3. Yet, defensively, they held the Green Wave to 5 points.
So, yeah, there's always something positive to find in a game for any coach, even Gino Auriemma. But, what has plagued his team all year reared its ugly head in that third quarter, and that's a lack of flow and continuity on offense.
Aubrey Griffin will draw the foul as she takes the ball right to the rim. So it is Griffin, Marquardt, Williams, Bent, and Irwin, the 5 in the game for the Huskies to start quarter number 4. Aubrey had that huge game Sunday down at USF where the Huskies didn't play defense to their normal standard in the beginning of the game, and she was inserted and assigned to the role to pressure the USF point guard and did that so well.
Yeah, she disrupted the game, and she's made a habit of doing that for Gino Auriemma and his staff and her team this year, in that she comes in off the bench, whether it was Tennessee, USF, and she completely changes the complexion of the game for the better for UConn.
That's both ends of the free throws there. Jones has the ball knocked away by Irwin, gets it back. It won't roll. Another rebound by Tulane underneath, and Aubrey Griffin will come up with that miss. And then get tied up. As that was Gutierrez who reached in and got a couple of hands on the ball. Possession arrow keeps it in the hands of the Green Wave. They'll get a fresh shot clock because UConn possessed the ball. Jones, too strong. Rebound Wells. Kristen Williams couldn't get a hand on the ball. The flip pass, trying to get it into the corner to Manu, goes errant and out of bounds. Huskies ball.
Yeah, give credit to Molly Bent for creating that turnover for UConn.
Point of emphasis for tonight's game, certainly where the UConn defense is concerned, has been actively pressuring the ball handler. And you can see it's been very effective. Griffin gets her own rebound and draws a foul on the way up.
Aubrey Griffin is going to take a lot of free throws in her college career because nobody can stay with her. How quick she explodes back off the floor to rebound her own miss.
And Aja Grant, freshman from Orlando, Florida, into the ball game for Tulane and picks up that foul. Aubrey, a 55% free throw shooter coming into the game for the Huskies this season. 1 of 2 there. Maria?
Alan, today at shoot-around, Coach explained to the team that when Aubrey Griffin subs into the game, the team, they have to apply pressure constantly because she makes things happen. And Aubrey then told me that each game she tries just to do what the coaches tell her, and wreaking havoc on defense is kind of a regular part of that. And she often hears assistant coach Shay Ralph yelling from the bench, "Get her, Aubrey!" And it makes her want to get after it even more.
That's great. You should hear Jamel and Shay on that bench all through this game. They are so vocal, so animated.
Then cut off. Tries to hit Irwin. Kyla picks it up. 4 to shoot. And it's taken away. Madison Wells gets the ball for Tulane. Marquardt anticipates the pass. Intercepts to Kristen Williams. Anna gets the ball in. Nice pass. Kyla Irwin wide open from the corner. Too strong. Griffin with the offensive rebound and draws the foul on the way up.
There she is, Griffin once again. She wreaks havoc on the defensive and offensive end. Nice job tracking that offensive rebound. And she's also drawing fouls, which is going to put other players, on the bench.
So Grant picks up that foul. Aubrey gets that one to go. Points in the paint presented by Rings In, decidedly in the favor of the home team. And Kyler Irwin's attempt to get the rebound knocked out of bounds. And turnover to Tulane. Aubrey Griffin will leave the game, and Evelyn Adebayo will come in for the Huskies.
Boy, the Huskies have missed a lot of free throws here. They're 4 of 11. It's not a good statistic. That will not make their coaching staff very happy.
Mims knocked away from her. And here comes Marquardt. Kristen Williams to Irwin from the corner. That one goes for 3.
Nice pass from Kristen Williams, too. Smart job by Irwin to get herself to that corner. Looked as if Tulane didn't even see her there.
Here is Crystal Freeman, very well contained by the Huskies tonight. Long shot way outside. Good box out by Marquardt. Freeman only with 5 points for Tulane tonight. Marquardt dribbles into trouble, stripped by Gutierrez. She tries to beat the charge down the court, and Molly Bent will commit the foul, trying to knock the shot away.
And Marquardt pounded the ball on the floor. She's mad at herself for that turnover, which was the 4th turnover of the game. She's got 4 steals, but doesn't do any good when you got 4 turnovers.
Trying to dribble between 2 players is probably not going to work most times.
Yeah, ill-advised.
So, Erin Gutierrez, a sophomore from Pembroke Pines, Florida, which is outside of Fort Lauderdale, making her first appearance in conference play this year, and drains the free throw. Looks like some pretty heavy strapping on that left shoulder, huh?
Yeah, that's some shoulder dislocations. Having done it to both of my arms, I recognize that.
Do you? Yeah. Oh, out of bounds off today, Mims, and so the Huskies will get it with a 35-point lead. And this second unit on the floor, just because it's the second unit, Gino still wants to see them execute the offense the same way. Williams tries to dribble between 2, gets it knocked off of her and out of bounds. Turnover to Tulane.
That's just trying to make something happen. We talked about it in the beginning of the game, trying a little too hard. There's an example of that.
Freeman. Nope. Ball goes to Marquardt on the friendly bounce. Molly Bent runs. Tyler Irwin will bring it back and lose it. Freeman was there. Marquardt anticipated the pass. Intercepted by Williams. Left-handed layup by Marquardt.
Even with that terrific play, Gino Auriemma calls timeout, not happy with their offensive execution.
6:05 to go in the ball game. Huskies leading by 37. Timeout UConn, turning defense to offense. Marquardt adds another couple to her total. Back in Hartford with a look ahead to our next UConn women's basketball game on SNY. Saturday afternoon will be a gamble for Senior Day against UCF, winners of 5 in a row, including a win over USF tonight. Pre-game and complete Senior Day coverage starts at 12:30 Saturday on SNY. Look at the points off turnovers in this one. Huskies have benefited a lot from turning defense into offense.
And that's what they've always been so good at. They've been good at it this year. And again, sometimes we seem to focus on their offensive woes. But, they've done a terrific job holding Tulane so far to 8 points in the second half.
And 8 points in the second quarter. Sula Clark back in the ball game, feeds outside. That is off the mark from Freeman. Adebayo with the rebound. To Makarat, 10 to shoot. Bent, defended, Adebayo now. Blocked, and draws the foul on Danae Mims. Mims, the redshirt freshman from New Orleans, daughter of a high school basketball coach. And Evelyn Adebayo will go to the free throw line to shoot. Evelyn has made her last 4 shots from the floor, 3 of them threes. Misses the free throw there. That's 2 of 7 free throw shooting this season for Evelyn. And we come down to the midway point of this 4th quarter here in Hartford tonight.
And for this team to continue to work together and try to get better, this group has to make a difference in this game. It's not just enough to come in and not lose the game. They have to make a difference.
And on the rebound from the long miss, Tyler Irwin calls out. Makarat feeds inside. Adebayo tries to post up. Thrown away. Makarat will save it. 10 to shoot for the Huskies. Makarat from outside. Back iron. And Kristen Williams is going to get called for the foul as she attempted to get around the block out of Erin Gutierrez. Timeout. 4.5 to go in the ball game. Huskies with a big lead. Part of the latest episode of the Gino Auriemma Show, presented by UConn Health, tonight after postgame here on SNY. Hosted by Maria Marino, who joins us now from under the UConn basket.
Hey, Alan, you know, the pressure of playing for UConn may go without saying, but I think it also bears reminding. And so I asked a few players how they see it. Got a couple of different perspectives. For the underclassmen, Aubrey Griffin and Kristen Williams, they had similar thoughts on it. It's why they came to UConn, to play in big games, to have attention on them, good and bad. And, you know, this is what they expected. But for the upperclassmen perspective, Megan Walker spoke about the pressure as being more internal, saying just not practicing well can weigh on you. And that it's different here because everything is urgent and there's no, hey, we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure for a lot of players, it can be an adjustment to coming here with the expectations being so high. Ursula Clark didn't get a friendly roll, but Crystal Freeman steals the rebound.
Nice heads-up play there by Tulane.
Shot didn't go for Manu.
Yeah, the expectations to play here are enormous. The pressure and just coming in and having to execute, and it's the internal pressure of just wanting to be perfect every day. These kids, I guarantee you, these kids have never experienced anything like this, and so it's a huge adjustment.
You know, for most of these kids, nice move by Kyla Irwin under the rim. For most of these kids, look, to get to college basketball at this level, you were the best kid on your youth teams. Your best kid on your high school team, your travel team, whatever it was. And now you come here, and you're probably not the best kid when you walk in the door.
But you're buying into being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yep.
And that's why this isn't a place for everybody.
Tyler Irwin gets away from the trap and the trouble. Yeah, and the other miscommunication there between Molly Bent and Anna Makarat. That'll go off of Makarat and turn over to Tulane. The other part of it is, I find it fascinating to go to practice and the morning warm-ups and so on, and watch the Husky staff coach, because yes, they're demanding, they're relentless at trying to, but if you do things the way that they're trying to teach you to do them, you become a better basketball player.
Yeah, it's not that complicated. And they're fair, and yeah, they're demanding, but you come here to get better and to win championships. And that's not easy.
39-point lead for the Huskies as we get down to 2.5 minutes to go.
But you know what? Nothing worthwhile is easy.
That's right. Batuli Kamara into the ball game for UConn, and Molly Benn took an extra step. Janae Copley and Kara Walters have a full recap of tonight's game, plus Chino's postgame news conference, all on the UConn Women's Basketball postgame show, presented by People's United Bank, only on SNY, in just a few minutes. Crystal Freeman, very well contained by the UConn defense tonight.
Yeah, UConn has done an outstanding job on Freeman, who averages 14 points a game. She's got 5 here tonight.
Griffin will pick up the intercepted pass. Monterat, long pass to Irwin. Kamara will shoot. Aubrey Griffin with the offensive rebound, up and in.
Yeah, who else? Aubrey Griffin. Attacking the boards.
7 rebounds for Aubrey to go with 7 points tonight. 6-0 run over the last 4 minutes for the Huskies. Who have pretty well been stifling with their defense on this Tulane offense tonight. Rasula Clark, too strong. Rebound Freeman, but she'll get back to go.
Molly Benn had inside position, and sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, Freeman at 6 foot is bigger and can jump.
Here's Monterat, left open. That's 2. And for Anna, quite a solid game tonight after struggling coming in with her shooting. She'll have 18 now on the night, and our drive of the game is presented by Nissan. Kristen Williams got it in high gear going to the rim.
And how about the lefty using the offhand to take that screen, turn the corner, and finish in traffic.
Kristen goes to the bench with 9 points, 4 of 9 shooting tonight in 34 minutes. Also had 6 assists in the ballgame. So under a minute to go now in this one. And the errant pass goes to Aubrey Griffin. Kamara gets 1 to go.
That gets the crowd cheering as well as her teammates on the bench.
Batuli, the 5th-year senior, very personable, very popular player with her teammates. Shot off the mark. Adebayo with the rebound. She'll be tied up. Ball will stay with the Huskies with now 16.4 to go in the ball game. So for UConn on the night, 49% shooting. And defensively will have held Lisa Stockton's Tulane Green Wave to single-digit points in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarters. The Huskies will go to 22-3 on the season, 12-0 on the American. And the final score will be UConn 74 and Tulane 31. UConn now 12-0 against the Green Wave. And Anna Monterat certainly had herself a night, as did Megan Walker. Each with 18 points to lead the Huskies. Megan 8 of 12 from the floor in 28 minutes. And I guess the big takeaway from UConn will be, did you see something to build on from the night? Certainly, one of the positives was the play of that player, and our player of the game presented by People's United Bank, Anna Monterat, who after coming in one of her last 13 from the floor, did that. And Maria is with the head coach now.
Coach, how'd your defense help set the tone tonight?
You know, Tulane's one of these teams that they're very disciplined, you know, and they're really good at executing their stuff, and they make you work really hard defensively, and you got to work twice as hard to try to get them out of their system and disrupt it a little bit. And I thought we did a great job, and we stayed with it the whole game. You know, it's not like we had a great first quarter and then it slipped. You know, our defense just kept better and better and better, each quarter of the game. And that gave us, you know, I said at halftime, an awful lot of opportunities, you know, on the offensive end.
What can you say about Megan Walker's performance, speaking of offense?
Well, you know, Megan's a scorer. You know, that's what she does best. She's going to make shots from the perimeter, and she's gotten better. She's gotten better at getting in the lane. She's gotten better at finishing in the lane. You know, she's gotten more aggressive. So, yeah, games where, you know, Meg can do what she did tonight make all the difference in the world in what our team looks like, you know, because then we got Liv, you know, who got it going. And, you know, some nights it's the guards doing all the work. Some nights it's your big guys doing all the work. Sometimes it's a combination. So I like the way we spread the ball around today.
How are you going to prepare for UCF?
You know, the same way you do all the time with them. You know, they do the same thing defensively all the time. They're really hard to play against because they're really aggressive and quick, and they force you to take shots and make plays that you don't normally make, and you've got to stay with it. You've got to attack, and then, you know, defensively it's going to be a battle. It's just like the last couple games. I mean, the rest of these games are all going to be the same defensively. You know, we got to dig in and play like we played tonight.
Coach, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Alan.
Okay, Maria, thanks. Well, the UConn offense powered tonight by Anna Baccarat and Megan Walker, 18 points apiece. Megan, 8 of 12 from the field. UConn with a big victory tonight over Tulane. UConn women's basketball on SNY, brought to you by the all-new 2020 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you this winter, Subaru of New England.com. By Yale New Haven Health, helping you come back stronger, faster, healthier. By Trentolo & Trentolo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. And by Travelers, it's better under the umbrella. Tulane averages 60 points a game this season. The Husky defense held them to 31 tonight on 20% shooting, and we've got a lot more to come for you on tonight's game against Tulane. A look ahead now. Saturday afternoon, we've got Senior Day for you from Gamble Pavilion as the Huskies take on the UCF Knights. Our pregame coverage and Senior Day coverage as well starts at 12:30. And after the postgame show tonight, keep it here for an all-new episode of the Gino Oriema Show. More to come from the XL Center. For now, though, for Megan Como, Maria Marino, and our SNY crew, Alan Bestwick sending you to the People's United postgame show live with Janae Coakley and Carol Walters. Janae?
Thanks, guys. Hello and welcome to the People's United Bank postgame show. Alongside Kara Walters, I'm Janae Coakley. And Kara, defense leads to offense. I swear we said that so many times, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
Yes, they did. They did so many things on the defensive end. Now, I thought their second half wasn't as pretty as the first half, but the defense has been keeping UConn in ball games recently, and I like that they played together as one unit, and they played for the whole shot clock. It wasn't just a few seconds here and a few seconds there. Everyone buckled down, and they made a commitment, and Gino said they tried to limit them to 13 points a quarter. Like, that was their goal. So I've said this before today in the locker room. Obviously, I've been there. They put up goals for a game. We want to limit this. So it's not even so much of if you've won the game, it's have you beaten those goals that Gino has set for you. And clearly on the defensive end, he is setting high goals, and they are meeting them.
31 points off of turnovers. That's what you need to see.
Yeah.
Let's move to the offensive side of the ball because they moved the ball around. Dropped off the second half, but they still were able to get that ball movement going. How important is that for this team?
It's huge, the way they share the basketball, but that only happens, obviously, when there's movement. And by that, I mean, obviously, we're talking about moving the ball, but they have to move as players. Sometimes rebounds. Their offense is stagnant. But when they move, when they're setting screens, when they're cutting, it just goes in the flow, you know? It's not a forced thing for UConn. They're the type of team that always gives up a good shot for a great shot. So that comes organically. They just need to start the movement off, and once that happens, good things happen. And I also like, and I said it before, as a post player, we like when the offense runs through Olivia Nelson-Ododa.
Well, it's
good things happen. They collapse in on Olivia, right?
Yeah.
And then she kicks it out to one of the players. And then, you know, when you have Megan driving the lane and they kick it out to Makarat. So there's so many things that affect other things, but I liked the way they moved through the post early on, and then just the movement. Everyone they weren't standing around watching, and that makes for good basketball.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
All right, time now for a look at the full game stats presented by Town Fair Tire. I'll get that out. And look at these stats. I mean, they just outmatched them on every single percentage there. And with that, let's go back to Hartford, where Megan Allar. And guys, for this team, they just seem more comfortable. They just seem to be more confident playing. It's almost like Gino's backing down a little bit. I don't know what exactly is happening, but do you notice that? Do you feel this team playing more confident?
Well, I'll tell you, I saw it today at the shoot-around this afternoon. This was a team that was smiling and laughing and having fun. And the pregame speech, if you will, at the end of that shoot-around practice today from Gino was a very positive one. It's, hey, look, we're this far from where we want to be. We just need to get everybody on the same page at the same time. And I think that's what the goal is over these last games of the season.
Yeah, and Kara, you certainly know this. You know, Gino and Janae, you've seen it for all the years that we've been doing these games. You know, Gino is a guy who's relentless, and he, you know, the level of expectation, you know, is way up here. But remember, too, it's now the middle of February, getting ready for March. It's now time to be building them up more than breaking them down. And he's in build mode, and you could tell there was a lighter feel, Janae. I totally agree with you.
Hi, guys. Meg.
Hi, Kara.
I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm starting with Meg.
Kara, how you feeling?
I'm being a team player and trying to troop through, so we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. Let's talk. I feel like every time we talk, we're talking about Olivia Nelson-Ododa. Another great game today, right? She had a double-double. Gino said after the last game, he expects great things from here on out from Olivia. What's changed with her? Physically, she hasn't changed, right? So is it her approach? Is it she's doing something completely? What is it, do you think, is kind of like gotten into her now?
Yeah, you know, Kara, and gosh, we've talked about this a lot over the years, but we talked about it in the beginning of the game. You know, I think the switch went off in her head, and she's just ready. You know, she's sick of whether it's, you know, against Baylor not playing well, Oregon not playing great. South Carolina played. I think South Carolina was a little bit of a turning point. Like, she played well and she fought, yet the team didn't win. I think she's sick of not playing to her potential and doing what she can do. And she's also she's playing a lot more minutes these last couple games because she has put herself into a position where Gino has to put her on the floor. When she wasn't playing well and kind of going soft and not playing as aggressively, he sat her and he played other people. And I think she said, no, man, I want to play.
You know, when you watch tape of a game that didn't go well, there's two ways you can go in looking at that tape. It can be, ooh, boy, or it can be, see, if I fix this, I can do this. And I think watching the tape of that Oregon game left its mark on Olivia. And in the build her up mode, it was, you can be that player. And she has been ever since. And it's been kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to watch. As always, guys, love talking basketball with you two. We'll see
Thank
you guys on Saturday.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, Kara, let's focus on the two leading scorers for UConn. Let's first start with Meg Walker and Makarat.
Makarat.
Yes, I got that right.
That's all right.
You know, I got it. She had a good game today.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
Let's first start with Meg Walker.
Yeah.
She had 18 points. What do you see from her?
She's trying to take things off the dribble first, right? She's trying to get, and like I said at the top of the game, right? I said with Kristen Williams, you know, start from the inside out if you're not hitting shots. And Megan, she's penetrating to the basket, she's finding openings, and she's being aggressive. I like her aggressiveness on both sides of the floor. She's done a terrific job, and it's noticeable to me that she's trying to make an effort to take it to the basket hard and then work her way out for those three-point shots. She's not forcing anything. That's what I love about about her. It's getting done in the flow of the offense, but she just needs to make sure that she keeps that confidence level, right? This team needs her to be consistent. This team needs her to be someone who looks at the stat sheet and goes, yeah, Megan again, 18 points, 10 rebounds. You know, you look at the stat sheet, even if she didn't look like super duper out there, you have to have that consistency on the stat sheet of, you know what you're getting from Megan every night. She's at that point now, right? We're in February. That's it. Gino's got to know exactly what he's getting from you. And recently the numbers have been on the board. So she needs to continue with that confidence and keep shooting. Good shooters shoot. Start from the inside, come back out.
What about Mockrat? Because she has struggled these last 3-4 games. What happened today? Did the light come on with her today? What happened?
I don't know if they had like a big kumbaya meeting in the locker room or what happened, but she just came out with confidence. Gino has given her the green light, and I think he probably said to her, listen, you're not making shots. Like he said, you're 0 for America. That's what he said to her, right? But good shooters keep shooting. So again, like I spoke about it, do other things to not focus on, I'm a bad shooter right now. Rebound, get in there. She's a great passer, right? Share the basketball, get other people open, and then things are going to start to slowly come for you. Once she hits 1 shot, 2 shots, she starts to feel it. But you felt this energy from her from the beginning, like, give me the ball, I've gotten the green light, I want to shoot. So there was a confidence about her. There was, like you said, kind of a looseness with them as a team. Basketball is supposed to be fun. We're not saving babies here, right? We're playing basketball. And when you get down to it, if you have fun doing what you love, then you're going to do a good job of it. And she needs to maintain that kind of effort every night.
How does she maintain that? Because, again, she has struggled. She can't find consistency. How can this jump start? How can this be a spark going into the next couple of weeks?
I think Gino is curious for my answer, right? He wants to know if I have the answer, because I don't have the answer. He doesn't have the It's all between the ears when you're a freshman, right? It's confidence. And we've said it over and over again. This is a theme with this team, that it's mental. And Crystal Dangerfield was interesting and talking about her teammates, saying, she said, who else is going to do it if I don't step up? Well, I think they're all starting to get that. It's not, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's, what am I going to do? Yep. And I have to be accountable, because all these women are, you know, counting on me to get my job done. So collectively as a team, we can get it done. So I think that's what they're still figuring out. And they're slowly but surely getting there. But everyone has to understand, you need to be accountable for what you do and what you bring to this team. And eventually it will come together as a collective effort.
And we keep saying this, it's coming together at just the right time.
Yeah.
All right, well, we still got a lot more to come to. UConn with a big game at home. Coming up, we're going to break down the highlights from the big game. Also, Maria Moreno goes one-on-one with, as we talked about, Meg Walker. See what she had to say after the game. And, of course, we got to hear from Gino.
Always
hear
fun.
What he has to say.
Always fun.
Tulane at UConn, a game you saw right here in SNY. Huskies looking to go 12-0 all-time against the Green Wave. First quarter, UConn down 2. Anna Mockrat knocks down the 3. That's exactly what they need to see. UConn takes the early lead 7-6. Later in the quarter, tied at 9. Olivia Nelson-Ododa spins, gets the tough bucket down low. It's post player care for you. Still in the first, Nelson-Ododa, great bounce pass to Megan Walker for the layup.
She reads the pressure so well. Backdoor is a great release for UConn. They take advantage of it.
All right, let's head to the second quarter. Huskies on a roll. Mockrat sinks another 3 to put UConn up 15. Huskies now up 20. Nelson-Ododa with the spin, hits the short jumper in the lane. 37-15 UConn. Gino's got to be happy. Later in the second, Walker drains it from behind the arc. Huskies took a 23-point lead into half. All right, on to the third quarter we go. UConn up 25. Walker with the steal, passes to Crystal Dangerfield. She sends the long chest pass to Kristen Williams for the layup. 48-21 UConn. All right, and the good defense continues. Mockrat with the strip. She battles down the court, gets the layup. Yeah, that's what you want to see.
It was ugly. It was an ugly finish, but boy, defense leading to offense. She goes strong to the hole.
All right, 50-21 UConn. All right, we go to the final quarter of the game. Williams, the nice pass to Kyla Irwin in the corner. Kara, you got to love this, don't you?
I love it. I'm the Kyla Irwin fan club right there. That's hard work, knocks it down.
All right, later in the quarter, Makarat continues to shine. She tips it away from the defender. Williams passes it back to her for the layup. She'd finished with 18 points, and UConn wins 74-31. Let's send it back out to Hartford, where Maria Moreno has the star of the game, Meg Walker.
Megan, your defense was tough from the start. Why is that so important for this group?
The defense gets us rolling. You know, we get out in transition, and we wanted to push the ball, so that helped us out a lot tonight.
How did you feel like the offense was working as the game went on?
We started to flow into our sets that we wanted to get into, you know, getting paint touches and then kicking the ball out to three-point shooters.
What's the mentality now moving into the next few games?
For us, it's just finding our rhythm. You know, we want to be ready for March, and this is a step for us. You know, every game from here on out has to be perfect.
And how do you try to make it perfect? What are you focusing on the next couple days here?
Me personally or the team?
Both.
Both. For me, it's just being consistent, you know, being consistent around the rim. For me, I just want to keep attacking the basket. And for the team, like you said, our defense has to be great every night for us to convert in transition. So.
Thanks so much, Megan.
No problem.
And Kara, you heard her say they're just trying to find their rhythm.
Yeah.
She's trying to find being consistent.
Yeah.
Is this what this team needs?
I think it's taken longer than Gino would like this season. He wishes consistency had come earlier. However, that needs to be the focus going into, I mean, hey, it's not how many, it's when, right? So if you peak at the right time, that's okay. I mean, come on, how critical are we being, right? They lost to the top 3 teams in the country, right? So everyone's acting like, oh my goodness, blah, blah, blah. But yes, do they need to be consistent? Yes, it's that time of year, but they all know it. They're all mature and they are accountable. Nobody's blaming anyone. That's what I like about this team, right? This is a UConn team that you learn the minute you step on campus. It's not all about you, okay? It's about the team. And because of that, you have this group of young ladies. Nobody's saying, Megan's a ball hog or this is that. They're just trying to figure out how to work together the best to get people in the right positions. So it's a positive learning thing. It's not a like I said, some teams break down at this point, right? They're like, we're not playing well, it's your fault, it's your fault. That doesn't happen at UConn, which is great. So now they have to just fine tune and make sure they do their things consistently every night.
And like you said, they have 3 losses, and they're to the 3 best teams in the country. Let's, you know, and they're finding that rhythm. And like you said, every player is trying to figure out what they need to do to make the team better.
Yeah, because
and that's what you want to see.
I mean, honestly, in a lot of programs, in a lot of basketball teams around the world, it's not. They don't look at themselves. They don't look within themselves. They look to blame the coach, the player, and that's what makes UConn different. And I think that's what makes it okay when Gino gets hard on these kids. Like, he's the first to be hard on you, and people are like, oh my goodness, he's so mean to these kids. When I go to UConn, that's what I sign up for. Because you know what? He's the most loyal coach. So he's going to break you down, but he's going to be the first to build you up and compliment you on that. So that's what you sign up going to UConn. And I know Gino Auriemma has made everybody a greater player and person for it. And that's what you need this kind of time of year. You need that, like, come on, let's go. But he'll be the first to be atta girl.
And that's why he's a Hall of Fame coach.
He kind of knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Just listen to him. It's really easy.
And speaking of that guy, we're going to hear from him coming back later in the show. Can't wait to hear what he has to say. You've heard him say a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. Good and bad.
And here's tonight's player of the game presented by People's United Bank. Of course, Anna Makra. And Kara, this is a girl who didn't score points the last 2 games and led the team with 18 points. She played 32 minutes, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And this is what you want to see, and this is what you need to see from her.
Yeah, that kind of consistency every night. But it's good that she bounced back, right? She's not getting in complete slumps and staying there. Bouncing back shows a little maturity as a freshman, so it's good.
And she was losing time. How did that not affect her confidence? Because she was very confident today.
Yeah. she just needs to keep doing it. She's a great player, okay? She played professionally in Poland, okay? So she's not your typical 18-year-old. Now, on the other hand, she's 18, so she's still figuring a lot out, but she has that experience professionally, right? So you kind of, I think when she came in, Gino kind of expected more from her because she had played professionally, but she played professionally overseas, which is a much different game, okay? It's about how many points you score. You don't really play a lot of defense or necessarily rebound or do those other things. That she had to learn the system at UConn, right? And buy into the system. You do things a certain way. It's not all about scoring, do other things. And I think Gino and company has kind of grilled that into her as the season has progressed. So now when she doesn't shoot well, she goes, okay, I'll do what they told me, which is rebound, do other things, and then eventually my shot will fall. So she's learning, which is great. And again, showing growth and maturity. Would we have liked to seen this a little earlier? Yeah, but will we take it? Is she going to be a heck of a player moving forward? Heck yeah. She's going to do a lot for this UConn program. So hopefully between the ears stays now more consistent as we go into tournament.
All right, talk about the play of Kristen Williams tonight.
Kristen Williams, okay. So Kristen has struggled. She's been up and down, and she'll be the first to own it. Like, if you listen to her in an interview, she's like, my bad, I don't know why, but I'm inconsistent, and I'm trying to figure it out. So I respect the fact that she kind of owns it. Again, doesn't have that blaming kind of team going on there. So she struggled from the field. Tonight, though, she had 9 points, but I like that she had rebounds and assists. She had 6 assists to go along with it. So again, that shows me growth and maturity, which you want every day. Whether you're a senior or freshman, you always want to see growth and maturity, right? Because when things weren't going her way as far as getting a lot of points, shooting well, she's doing other things. She's distributing, she's getting other people's shots. Eventually things are going to fall for you. And if you can set screens or handoffs or get other people open, that is your all-round game. So it's not always about points. Would you like to see more points and more consistency? Yes. We're going to overuse the term consistency, I have a feeling, which we are, but that's what's needed, that consistency. But if shots aren't falling, do other things. And tonight was a great example of she had rebounds and 6 assists to go with it.
All right, let's head back down to Hartford, where the Hall of Fame coach is talking right now.
We like that.
Yes, we do.
Gino, just what do you see from Anna tonight, and where do you want to get her to, have her be productive for the tournament? What level do you think she can ascend to over these next few weeks?
I mean, today was exactly what this conversation I had with her yesterday. It's so typical of kids her age. Maybe it's always been like this, but I notice it. Everything they do affects the thing they do next. It's the craziest thing. So she's, down in the dumps and pouting because the ball's not going in. I said, whenever you do that in the past, how's that work out for you? Like, you really come out of it really quickly the next day, huh? She goes, no, it gets worse. I said, no kidding. So this idea that, you got to stop thinking that everything you just did is going to affect everything that's about to happen. The ball goes in, you're not going to make the next one. The ball doesn't go in, you're not going to make the next one. But players are like that. They make 2 or 3, they see it go in the net, they think they can make 23 of them. They miss 2 or 3, I can't buy a bucket. So today she made a bunch in the first half. But I can sympathize with her, though. She's an immigrant, She don't have a green card and not allowed to make them in the second half. You can only make them in the first half. I should have gave her mine. I still have my green card, as a matter of fact. Is that illegal? Give her my green card? Not anymore.
Obviously, when you hold a team, the 20% shooting and 31 points, the defensive effort's really good. But I just want to look at Megan in particular, because the Freeman kid's a pretty good player, and sure. Megan pretty much locked her up pretty well. I was wondering if you thought this was one of her better defensive games of the year.
Yeah, the last week we've really been harping on some defensive stuff. You're not going to believe this, but for the last 2 months, I bet you 80% of our practices are on offense, which is hard to believe when you watch us in some of these games, that we spend that much time on our offense every day. So I thought there's one way to maybe make our offense better. Stop working on it. And let's just focus on, creating something off our defense. And yeah, Megan had a big challenge today. And she said, I'm going to do a great job on this kid. She told Janelle that. And she did. And anytime you play great defensively, it probably carries over into your offense. You know? And she had a great all-around game today.
Very happy Gino. Being Gino. All right, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show with sights and sounds from the big win in Hartford. It is the drive of the game presented by Subaru. Second quarter, Anna Macarat with the bounce pass to the cutting Megan Walker. She makes the move for the bucket. Macarat had 5 assists and finished with 18 points along with Walker. That is your drive of the game. Time for a look at UConn's upcoming schedule. The Huskies welcome in Central Florida for Senior Day on Saturday. Then they hit the road for Cincy and Houston before finishing the season at home against South Florida. The American Athletic Conference Tournament tips off on March 6th. And, of course, you can catch UConn's next game and all the Senior Day festivities right here on SNY this Saturday. It all gets started with the UConn women's basketball pregame show beginning at 12:30. Senior Day, I'm pretty sure it's an emotional day for these seniors. Remember yours?
It's tough. Yeah, it was bawling like before I even got to the floor. So it's an emotional game. I have to say it really, really is. And they're playing a good team. I mean, they have good. Their last couple conference games are really good games. So it's not something that they're going to take lightly. But they have to, you know, first few seconds get the emotions out the door, and they got to take it seriously, because Central Florida can be a good team.
And they can clinch if they win.
Yes.
On Saturday. So this adds a little more, you know, pressure to an already, you know.
And honestly, Janae, they don't want to lose in this conference.
No.
I mean, that would be awful. They're trying to keep the streak alive before they go to the Big East. So I think it's really important to them. They don't want to, I mean, you don't want to have any losses, clearly, but you also don't want to ruin that streak.
Kara, you are a champion. Go get better. Rest that throat. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies' night was fun.
Ladies' night was fun.
I liked it.
Okay, Gino's show's coming up next. But before we get to that, enjoy the sights and sounds of tonight's big win. Thank you, guys.